My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Regular viewers know we're in the midst of a North American oil and gas renaissance. We're sitting on a treasure trove of black gold here, and the price keeps rising like it did today. Meanwhile, natural gas has finally shown it can break out of its multi-year rut. That's why tonight I wanted to tell you about what might just be the hottest turnaround play of the whole industry. I'm talking about Magnum Hunter, MHR. So that $1.56 billion exploration and production company with some truly terrific acreage in three of my favorite shale plays, Bakken, Marcellus, and Utica. For a long time, Magnum Hunter was held back by some balance sheet issues, execution issues, even some mild accounting problems. But now it seems as though the company has finally gotten its house in order. And that's allowing Magnum Hunter to put up some incredible numbers. Last year posted a 92% increase in production. Magnum's forecasting an incredible 146% production growth for 2014. Magnificent. Although it seems to me maybe they got to spend a little more than they're taking in. We got to find out about that. Still, no wonder the stock has surged about 28% since we last spoke to the CEO back in November. Does it have more upside? Let's circle back with Gary Evans, the chairman and CEO of Magnum Hunter. Find out more about how his company's doing and where it's headed. Mr. Evans, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, Gary. Have a seat. Well, Gary, I mean, you've proven yourself time and again from those days when it looked like that there were some, actually nothing to do, frankly, with Magnum Hunter, but some accounting screw-ups that you got through. You promised you would. Now you're way past that. I am looking at you as maybe the fastest-growing small to medium-sized independent of all the oil companies in the country.
This business is all about location, Jim. And when we started out 5 years ago, we were in the Eagle Ford, the Marcellus, the Bakken. Now the Utica arrived, and we've got great acreage, almost 200,000 acres right in the heart of the Marcellus and Utica.
Well, let's talk about Utica, because it seems like you also have infrastructure there, and it seems like infrastructure that, frankly, if you wanted to, you could bring out some more value in if you got the chance.
You're so true. We built about 105 miles of 20-inch pipe. Today we're moving about 225 to 250 million cubic feet of gas on pipe that was nothing 3 years ago. But that infrastructure is so important because this part of the country has none. And so zero.
Right.
And so we're first movers in about 6 counties, and we're expecting that pipeline system within 3 years to have a BCF a day.
Wow. Wow. Okay, then maybe you don't want to drop it down to the MLP yet.
Okay.
Yet. One of the things that impressed me is that there's a lot of people who've had good luck in the Bakken, in the Eagle Ford. You once told me that the Utica is really well by well. Is it that your just wells are better? Because you know that some companies are disappointed in the Utica.
Yes. The play started northern Ohio.
Right.
It was primarily with Chesapeake and some other players. Moved down to central Ohio. We were always in the southern Ohio area, not because we're that smart, I don't think, but we had lots of good Marcellus acreage. Well, then the Utica started coming our way, and we've got both dry Utica. We put one of the best wells on in the play a few months ago called the Stalder, 32.5 million cubic feet of gas a day. Pure, dry methane, 97% gas, no liquid, so it didn't have to be processed. So the big trunk lines love that gas because it can go right into their pipeline with no midstream cryogenic process.
We went to Chesapeake where they thought there was oil, and, you know, it's really turned out to be a lot more natural gas.
Because it didn't have enough pressure.
Right. Okay. Now, let's talk about the idea that you may need to sell some more assets in order to be able to have enough money to fulfill this drilling program. Or maybe you do need to sell some bonds or sell some stock. Because when you're putting up these numbers, even though the cash flow is great, your eyes, some people would say, are bigger than are allowed by what's coming out of the ground.
Always had that problem.
Okay. So, all right. That's true. And it's done well for people who got in.
People got to remember, I'm a former banker, 9 years of banking, so I know the finance world pretty well. With respect to asset sales, we did about 600 million, 550, 600 million last year. I've already got 130 million I'll be announcing over the next 10 days. Okay. And these are non-core Canada, non-core Kentucky. So we're really getting homed in onto the primary acreage. So that's 130 million of additional asset sales. Our banks are extending our credit lines. So there's a couple hundred million of new liquidity coming in the next 45 days that will help fund that addition.
So no spot secondary after this.
No capital raise.
Okay, now you're using numbers here. Is it 35,000 day exit rate you're going to get this year?
We're running about 18, 19 today. And with all the new wells coming on, this is 18, 19,000 barrels a day. We should be at 35,000 barrels a day by the end of the year.
That's amazing.
Phenomenal growth.
And how is that getting to market? Some of the companies we speak to in the Permian, they're a little landlocked, not getting good price. Some in the Bakken, they're not on the train, or they're not on the pipe. Is all of your stuff positioned like in Utica where it gets to market?
Fortunately, because we have the midstream, all my pipe is already there. So I have like 3 wells coming on this weekend. The pipe
What do
is
you mean
there.
this weekend? I mean, you're going
this
to
weekend.
What's going to happen if I were there?
You're going to hear gas flowing down pipe. That's what you're going to hear.
Well,
not up in the air.
Right, not being flared, but being used.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what's different. We actually lay our pipe before we drill our wells.
Right.
So
you are very different.
When we complete, we're going into our own system.
Why doesn't everyone do that?
Well, you know, it's different philosophies.
Right. Now, natural gas has taken a turn in this country, right? It
looks great.
And it's just, you make money at 2, so it's not like that you're not going to.
The best areas in the country. And, you know, where are we hitting at storage? What, 822 BCF right now? We got to have 3.6 TCF by November 1. How are we going to get there? It's got to come from the Marcellus and Uticas. Nobody's drilling the Bakken. Nobody's drilling the Fayetteville. Nobody's drilling the Haynesville, because they need $5 to $6 gas.
Right.
So I love $4 to $5 gas, because that means our part of the country will carry that much more of the lion's share of the supply for the U.S.
And is yours a pipe? Does it only end in the? I know that there's New England is starved, New York is starved. Where's
Gulf Coast?
Gulf Coast.
We're the southern part of the
okay.
play. Today we have 2 interconnects. By the end of the year, we'll have 5 interconnects to go to other markets.
Okay, and it seems like that even since 2012, when we were out at the Utica, it has really changed, right?
It has changed. Bigger wells, more prolific wells. You're having bigger EURs. If you spend $10, $11 million finding 20 BCF of reserves, some of the best stuff in the country.
Wow, it's an amazing story, and we were worried.
We're just at the first inning.
I know. In Ohio, looks like a lot of jobs will be coming to Ohio.
Oh, we've made a lot of landowners very happy. Lots of new SUVs driving around the countryside.
Good for our country. Thank you so much, Gary Evans, Chairman and CEO of Magnum Hunter Resources, MHR. What can I tell you? Gary pulled it off, and it's not done. Stay with Cramer.